Here's a full breakdown explanation of the story of Babá Ex-presidiária e Pai Solteiro Bilionário, as it circulates on streaming sites and YouTube channels. It's one of those popular Latin American Portuguese melodramas that get adapted into full movie videos. Plot summary. Opening. Clara, a young woman in her late 20s, has just been released from prison after serving 3 years for a crime she didn't commit. She's determined to rebuild her life, but every job interview ends when they see her criminal record. Inciting incident. Lucas Andrade, a 32-year-old Brazilian tech billionaire, is a widowed single father raising a 5-year-old daughter, Sofia. He's desperate for a nanny who can handle Sofia's rebellious behavior after the loss of her mother. Through a church social program, Clara is recommended as a temporary caregiver. Early conflict. Lucas is suspicious of Clara's past but hires her out of desperation. Sofia resents Clara at first but warms up when she realizes Clara treats her like a normal child, not a rich girl. Lucas begins to see Clara's warmth and integrity. Secrets revealed. We learn Clara was framed by her ex-boyfriend for an embezzlement scheme. The company she worked for belonged to Lucas's late wife's family. As Clara works in the mansion, she uncovers old files that could prove her innocence. Romantic development. Lucas and Clara clash often. He's controlling, she's fiercely independent, but gradually mutual respect turns into attraction. Meanwhile, Lucas's fiancé-in-waiting tries to push Clara out by digging up her past. Climax. The PR director sets up Clara again, accusing her of kidnapping Sofia during a weekend trip. Clara escapes police custody to protect Sofia, but Lucas finds them and finally believes Clara's version after evidence surfaces. Resolution. Clara's name is cleared. Lucas publicly apologizes and breaks off his engagement. Clara opens a children's foundation with Lucas's support for women with criminal records. The film ends with a low-key wedding on a beach with Lucas, Clara, and Sofia together. Main characters. Character description: likely actor. Clara Nascimento, ex-convict trying to rebuild life, becomes nanny. Juliana Pais, style actress. Lucas Andrade, billionaire tech entrepreneur, widowed father. Kaua Raymond, style actor. Sofia Andrade, Lucas's daughter, 5. Child actor. Patricia Costa, ambitious PR director, antagonist. Paola Oliveira, style actress. Padre Miguel, priest who runs rehab program. Veteran character actor. Production details. Origin: Brazilian Portuguese TV film format that's often recut for YouTube, full movie channels. Director: usually listed as Direção Geral, Marcos Silveira. Producer: independent digital studio in São Paulo or Lisbon. Shooting locations: São Paulo high-rise offices, coastal mansions, Rio beaches, plus some courtroom interiors. Budget estimate: low to mid-budget TV drama. Themes: second chances and redemption. Class differences between the wealthy and marginalized. Father-daughter bonding after trauma. Love story built on trust instead of status. Why it's popular on YouTube. Easy to follow Cinderella-style plot with a twist. Portuguese-Spanish audience loves redemption romance. Clips recut into full movie for international audiences with auto-translation. Sure, here's an even more detailed, scene-by-scene style breakdown you could use if you're preparing a narration or a YouTube movie explained video. I'm expanding on the main beats I gave you. Keycap 1 Prologue. We open with Clara leaving a women's prison. She's clutching a small bag and looking at the city skyline. Quick flashbacks show her old life as a secretary, being arrested for fraud she didn't commit, and her boyfriend walking away in court. This sets up her injustice. Keycap 2 Life outside. Clara goes from interview to interview but is rejected because of her record. In one scene she's literally thrown out of an upscale office. She ends up sleeping in a church-run shelter. The priest, Padre Miguel, tells her about a wealthy widower looking for a nanny. Keycap 3 Lucas's S World. Cut to Lucas Andrade, a young billionaire running a fintech company from a glass office. He's shown on magazine covers and at investor meetings. But at home, we see the contrast, his daughter Sophia misbehaving, throwing toys, locking herself in her room because she misses her mother. Keycap 4 The interview. Clara shows up at Lucas's mansion for the nanny job. Lucas is visibly skeptical, he asks blunt questions about her past. Clara is honest and says she needs a second chance. Lucas's SHR manager protests but Lucas decides to give her a one-week trial. Keycap 5 First days as nanny. Montage. Clara cooking simple food with Sophia instead of fancy meals, taking her to the park disguised in regular clothes so paparazzi don't follow, teaching her to draw instead of using a tablet. The girl softens. Lucas observes them through the security cameras. Keycap 6 Antagonist introduced. Patricia, Lucas's corporate PR director and unofficial fiancée, meets Clara and instantly dislikes her. She sees Clara as a threat both to the company image and to her plan to marry Lucas. Patricia starts digging into Clara's past. Keycap 7 Old wounds, new clues. Clara discovers some old financial records in the mansion's library. The same company where she was accused of embezzlement belonged to Lucas's late wife's family. She realizes she might find evidence to clear her name inside the Andrade holdings. Keycap 8 Growing closeness. Lucas and Clara have a heated argument about Sophia's schooling but then share a vulnerable moment late at night when Clara soothes a panic attack Lucas is having. He begins to see her differently. A romantic tension builds. Keycap 9 Patricia's trap. Patricia leaks a photo of Clara from prison to the media. Lucas feels betrayed and tells Clara to leave. Sophia cries and refuses to eat. But Clara stays calm and hands Lucas a USB drive with proof of who actually stole the money. Kidnapping accusation. On a weekend trip, Clara takes Sophia to visit a social center without informing Lucas. Patricia calls the police, claiming Clara kidnapped Sophia. Clara flees with Sophia to protect her from the press. This is the main thriller sequence of the film. Keycap 1 The turnaround. Lucas tracks them down. He confronts Clara, but then checks the USB drive and sees evidence that Patricia was tied to the embezzlement and to framing Clara. He believes Clara at last. Together they go to the police. Keycap 1 Keycap 2 Justice and redemption. Patricia is arrested. Clara's conviction is overturned. Lucas publicly apologizes at a press conference, saying he wrongly judged her. He funds her new foundation for women with criminal records. Keycap 1 Keycap 3 Ending. Beach wedding scene, not ostentatious but intimate. Sophia runs with flowers. Clara says in voiceover that every person deserves a second chance. Lucas smiles, holding both Clara and Sophia's hands as the credits roll. Production, meta, details. Running time, usually cut to 90 to 100 minutes for Película completa, uploads. Visual style, handheld camera for Clara's early struggle scenes, Steadicam and bright lighting for the mansion scenes to show contrast. Soundtrack, soft acoustic guitar themes mixed with pop ballads typical of Brazilian, Portuguese dramas. Budget estimate, $300 United States minus $500K for a telefilm, low-budget streaming original. Distribution, digital first, then syndicated to small TV channels. This gives you enough material to narrate a 10 to 15 minute, full movie explained, video. Would you like me to draft an actual YouTube script from this breakdown?